So this is what we're working with, and we finished it up. I'm just going to run through it with you. And I don't know if you can see, I just put some stickles. Can you see? I've just put some stickles on, not a lot. It's just to get that little bit of bling bling. For me, it is, she's so elegant. She needs that bling bling. And this fold out, I've placed her on this fold out, and then that one, and it is easy with tags, and you can put a nice big photo. 4x6, 5x7, and I think you can even get a 6x8 on here. If you want to do smaller photos, there's plenty space for it. That's the same. That is on that page. This is actually our first page. And I did put some stickles on her as well, just to make her some nice bling bling. And it folds open like that. So what I did is these two, they are 3 5/8 of an inch. And then I score it at 1/2 inch. And then, of course, it is the whole length of the paper, and that is 8 inches. Score it at 1/2 inch, and it is exactly half of what a pattern paper is. And I've just mounting on the solid cardstock, so there is a little bit of a black border around it. And we will glue her on the one side. But let's finish in over here. I've put some pattern paper on both sides, so I use the whole page and I let it run through. Then I do have these little pop-up. It comes up like that. Love that sign. It is so beautiful. And then for 7-Eleven, there was a perfume. I remember when I was small, there was a perfume. My mother used it. And I've put one of the stamps on black cardstock, and I cut this lady out, and I put her on black cardstock. It's just to showcase it better with the black behind it. This, I did write the measurements down. I don't know what I did with it. I can show you what the measurements is. So in the length, it is 4 inches. And then the width, it is 2.5. All that I did is I score it at half. So say for instance that it is, I score it at half. That half I score in half again. That's all what it is. That's in half, and you will have it like that. Let me see if I can get it right. And it's like that. This middle, where you score it, that middle needs to be on your fold line. See, it needs to be on your fold line. When you've got it on the fold line, then the first section, I glue that down. Now, I've got 3. You can have more than that. You can place it. It depends on what picture you are going to put on. If it's a bigger one, just remember your photo is coming in here. I just choose 3 to do this. And I'm going to let this lady be here and make sure she's a little bit away from the bottom here. And when I glue her on, this part I will glue on here. So when it closes and that closed, you can't see it pass here. If your pictures is a little bit bigger, it's not a big deal, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so firstly, we are going to glue this part down. And I'm just gluing it down. Make sure. And we can do that one as well. And let's glue that. So that is our pop-ups. I just want to burnish it more. And I'm going to put the lady here. And I will put the stamp there. And let's do the lady. And just make sure she's a little bit away from the bottom here. Okay. And we can do the stamp. And the stamp is on. And that's it. So when you open it, and you're going to see that, and then you can put your photo. This piece here, I think it is a 5x7. I just want to cover this part of the paper. That's why I've put a solid piece. You can do black, white, whatever you work with, you can do that. I will come back to that. To me, I think it needs something. But at the end, when we do have papers and things left, I'll have a look and see what I can do. So, and then it just comes up and it closes like that. On here, we're going to glue her on this side. Now, the other thing is, we need to have a closure on here because she's gonna she's not heavy enough to keep this down. You can use magnets. I do have smaller magnets that I think I might use. I do have those smaller magnets, and I think I will put it on the end here. And they're very strong. They're small, but they're very strong. And I think I will do that first. I'll glue them on. I do have the magnets on. You can see they're small, but they're so strong. And we are finished with this page. If I'm going to close it, I am going to have to leave it till it gets dry. And score tape, 1/2 inch score type that I use, and I am do it like a picture frame, and then I can do one in the middle to put in our book, and I do fill it in with glue and make sure I finished it and it grabs to the paper. This is what I normally do when I put my pages in. And that's that one. And oops, it's ready to go. This one. And we do have that ready, and we do have this one ready. Done the score type already, and it is for our page, the first 2 pages. Now let's go on to the next 2 pages, and let's get to this one first. Right, 6 by 8 is our pattern paper that we are using, and then the fold out, it is the fold out like that. Oh, come on. It is a 6 by 8 1/4, and the 8 1/4, the length, we score it at 1/2 inch. On the back, I do have this paper. I add that there so it looks like it is one piece, and I add that on because it was too short already. The front of the fold out, I made my own tag to close this. The chipboard ones, unfortunately, that hole is a little bit too big. I don't have big brads to go in, so I've just made my own for a stopper. I use my cardstock that I'm working, the black cardstock. I just put 3 of them on together, glue it, put some pattern paper on it, and this little girl I just fussy cut out and I put her on. And that is for my brad. That flips open and that flips open. So you've got 4 by 4, 4 by 4, 4 by 6. You can even do 5 by 7, and you can, I think you can get 4.5. 4.5, because this will be in your way. So 5 by 6, easy, that you will get in here. And then I just put decorative paper on it. And these ladies, they are beautiful, and that is just the closure for it. This is ready, and it can go into the next page. And then we come to this one. Our base page again, 6 by 8. And then we do have 2, that is 3 4/4. Sorry, 3 4.5, and we score at the half. Then we do have 3.5 by 4, and we score at the half. And then we've got one little one that's 2 by 2. It's just because that picture fit perfectly on it. That's why I've got a 2 by 2. And I do have a magnet closure. Let me show you. That one folds out that way. That one there. This one comes down, and that one comes down. So what it means is these ones here, they are the 3 by 4.5. A half for your fold out, and you need 2 of them. That's those 2. This one and that one, it is the 3.5 by 4, and we need to have the fold out. And then there is my magnet, and that comes down. When I'm finished, if I do get a nice piece, I will put it on there. And I haven't done my score tape, but score tape on the sides, and we can close it. On here, you can get very nice, the small pictures on here. And then here you can have a nice big one, like 6 by 8. It would fit perfectly in there. And that one, that one. That was our next page. Then we're on to the next one. Our pattern paper, 6 by 8, and we do have a fold out. These 2 are just gonna be fold outs. So what I'll do is I use the whole length of my black cardstock. Let me grab one. So this is my whole cardstock that I use. I've put it on and I cut off 1/4 of an inch, and I make sure it fits on my page here. That is 6 by 8. I score at half, and that's my score line. And I'll hook it on, and I'll hold it. And I see where's the end of my paper, because I know what my measurements is. I take my pencil and I make a small dot, and I'll take it to my scoreboard, and I'm going to score. I score on. But what I'll do is I'll make sure that I can see my paper a little bit sticking out. It's just, I know this is a fold out, but if someone else is using it, they won't be able to see. If they can see this a little piece of paper sticking out, then know this is going to be a fold out. And that's a fold out. It's going that way. And I do have this one. This one, all I've done is I did an extra score line. You can see it's a square there. So I did an extra score line because this is going to go over here. So when you do put your photos and paper and photos on here, it is a bit higher. So if you do an extra score line to go over this, then just to give it some extra room. I haven't done the paper for this. I've got it in mind, but first, this is what I'm going to tape or glue down, and then I will put this aside and I will come back to this fold out. These 2. I've got something in mind for it, but I need to do the other pages first. Now this one, all I've done here, it's a big pocket. This pocket I can measure for you. It is 6.5 and it is 7. So it is 6.5 by 7. And what I did is I score half an inch, half an inch, half an inch. I cut away my corners. Now these corners I cut straight. You can see there from this side, straight. From that side, I cut straight. When you fold it over like that, it mustn't touch each other. It's just eliminate bulk. That's fine. It's not touching each other. So when you put it on your paper, you do have nice corners. Okay. Then on top of this one, we do have this fold out. The pattern paper that's going to go on top here, that's where we're going to do the fold out. And the pattern paper measures 5 7/8 by 6. The fold out that I've got on there, it is 5, and I score it at half, and it's the same width as the paper. And I put that on. Then I do have this one. This one, we will have it in the length 6.5 by 5. Score it half an inch on the sides and half an inch at the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on top here, and it's going to be a pocket. This fold out will be a pocket. I've put some pattern paper on here already. This was an offcut from that. This was an offcut from this. And I just put it on, just glue it on, and then this pocket, it's going to be ready. And then we can glue it on our pocket. So when you fold this out, then your pocket is going to be like this, like that. Okay, let me do that. I've glue and tape everything on, ready for the book as well. Then it fold out. Need to put paper here. There's the pocket. But when I do the insert, I'll do the paper for that. And the insert for here. Nice big pocket. Easy. Very easy fold out. Page, shall I say, for our book. That's going to put this aside with the other page. These two. This is the next 2 pages. Very easy, but pretty. This is a big pocket again, a side pocket. Now this side pocket, let me give you the measurements. That's 9 inches. And then score at half an inch, and the width, it is 5 inches and half an inch, and you fold it over, glue it onto your pattern paper or your by sponge. And I've just done a little pocket on top here, and that it is 5 inches. Score half an inch, and this was a 4 3/8. Score it half an inch, and I just used a round punch, and I punch out so that you can see it's a pocket. I've used some of the stickers and that one, and I've just put it on black cardstock. And that is a side pocket. Very good, very nice, very big. This one, I cut this lady out on, she is in one of the pages. I just fussy cut her hand. The rest I cut out so that it can fit onto my pocket. And the pocket was the width was 4.5. It's actually, I made sure that I can get her hands on. And that's why it is the width. It's a little bit more. It will be 4 3/4. Score it half an inch to put that on there. And then the length, it is 9 inches. Score half an inch, and fold it over and tape it down or glue it down. And that is our pocket. This is our next 2 pages. Very easy, but I had to use this lady, and she's long. And I think that is beautiful. I am going to put a little bit of stickles on here. I'm going to do it now while I'm thinking about it. And then when it's ready, I can show you and we can do the next pages.